You just get in the saddle and then you just hang on. And sometimes you're just along for the ride. And sometimes we can actually take action, but sometimes we just have to hold on. So anyways, welcome to DocTalk Live Q&A. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. I'm your host, and I'm here to answer all your questions to the best of my ability. So we're going to get into that really quickly, but I want to ask you a question, okay? Heart to heart. I want you to think about this. So is the corona over? What do you think? What do you think? What's your answer? I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's just half time, all right? Corona ain't over. It's just half time, all right? Because we already know that the WHO already laid this out over 10 years ago with the United Nations and 169 other countries. So, you know, don't freak out if you find by September, October, when it's flu season, that the coronavirus is going to hit again. And understand something. This will go down as the biggest ruse in the world that it has ever happened, okay? Maybe even in the universe. I'm sure all the aliens out there must be talking about now, because I would be, wouldn't you? Okay, so here's the deal. So here's what's going to happen, okay? So they want to prove to us that we are animals, okay? And that they have to take away our freedoms to give us security. Okay, so here's what's going to happen, because you've already proved that you're okay with it. At least majority of you went and you locked yourself up in your cages. Well, let me tell you something. Even your castle, your home, where you live, becomes a cage, okay, when you're in there too long. And especially when someone else is saying, go to your bedroom and stay there. Go to your bedroom and stay there. Oh, and by the way, stay there for 2 months, okay? All right? And then we're going to make all these crazy rules, okay? Right from barbecuing to going out and shopping. And just understand something. I just want you to know something. If you think that the TSA, when you go to fly around, you think that's something, wait until you see that exact same scenario, and even worse, to the point of cavity searching just because you went to get some groceries. Oh my God, where were you, honey? Well, honey, I know I went to get the loaf of bread and the milk, but, you know, it took them about a half an hour to do cavity searching on me, and I'm not sure what they were looking for. Okay, so the reality is this, it doesn't end there, okay? But for them to do all of this nonsense and this crazy stuff, because, you know, you've only got like a small group. Look up the Bilderberg group and look up the Rothschilds, look at the Rockefellers, and then we got Bill Gates, which is the biggest, and he's not the second richest man in the world, okay, for one thing. There's a lot richer other people, but you'll never see them. They live in the shadows. He's just the puppet master that's gone psycho. So here's the deal. What we're going to do, okay, because I even mentioned it in my one-a-day this morning, and this is the God's truth. They found pallets, okay, a pallet with bricks dropped off where people were actually protesting. Now, what, you think that Jimmy just got his forklift and he brought down a pallet of bricks to these places? No. Understand something. Whether you want to believe this or not, the same people that say that they want to take away your freedoms to give you more security and that the coronavirus is real, they're going to what? They're going to take all the people that believe in lack, people that believe that poverty is their life, and that somebody has stole their life from them, and that the only thing that's left to do is to become a criminal. So people that were on the edge, because understand something, you need to get this, and I will prove this over the next few days, that this world has enough money, enough food, and enough work for us all to get together and be one big family, and that the elite that actually run the world have always done this. Because, you know, take a look at the Federal Reserve. You don't own it. Americans, you don't own it. Okay, the government doesn't own it. It's owned by the people I just talked about. Okay, isn't that cool? So they'll take a tree, they'll make money, they'll tax the hell out of you, and the banksters work for them, and that's why, you know, you get all caught up in the big debt, and that's all an illusion, anyways. Okay, I could tell you a bunch of stories, but guess what? If you're not going to do your own homework, then guess what? You're going to end up becoming a caged animal, because you become an animal when you become frustrated, when you think there's no way out, okay? And the reality is they're going to actually pay people at protests to create riots. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding, right? No. They've done this throughout history. So understand something. Why can't we wake up and be alert? Why don't we learn how to really, really honor and respect ourselves, okay, and cherish ourselves? That's going to be the big thing. You know, if you learn to create the perfect day on an emotional and physical level, that's what I want to teach you, because I can't do anything except from here. I can come on, we can talk, but the reality is this. It's only halftime with the coronavirus, because whether you want to believe this or not, this has been planned for hundreds of years. I did say hundreds of years. You get that? And the reality is, this was the big crescendo. This is when they were going to enslave the whole planet, because there was no need to shut down the planet. We already know that if you're awake. Okay? So now you need to understand something. They need this to happen so that they can have artificial intelligence take over. Now, I do want you to know a few other things, okay? If you were to do the math and figure out how autism is growing, and it's not autism, it's called vaccine damaged, then you would know. Why don't you do the math and then call me up and tell me I'm wrong? You would know that by the year 2032, that every child that is born, if it were to go and you were to do the math at the rate that it's climbing because of vaccinations, every child that's born will have autism, if you did the math. Now, I'm not saying that that's true, but these are all the things you've got happening. So these people that rule the world are totally psycho. They have no respect for you. I'm not even sure if they're from this planet, okay? We'll find out, won't we? Okay, as this soap opera plays out. Anyways, welcome to DocTalk Monday, okay? And we're going to get right into it here. Just so everybody knows, the clappers are in. Okay, they're in United States. There'll be 200 clappers. We've already sold, what happened was we got 800 clappers in, and you won't need a clapper if you don't want, but a clapper really makes it great. This is a clapper, and when I go to do the clapping classes, I'm going to start them in 2 weeks. Here's the deal. So I've got 75 clappers coming to Canada, and I can tell you right now that 35 are already spoken for. That's all it's going to come here. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. And I've got 250 clappers in the United States. Once they're sold out, I start the clapping class. I'm going to give the last clapper that goes out the door, I'm going to give it 4 days, and then we're going to do this. That means that there should be about 1,500 people with clappers. The rest of you have hands, and then I'm going to teach you one of the most powerful things you can do. And I'm going to be teaching you all kinds of strategies and tricks, okay, to take back your life as much as I can do it, you know? All right. So that'll start in 2 weeks, all right? And so everybody knows 6 weeks from now, we're going to be doing the advanced, water fast, okay? And it's going to be a 6-day one, but if you just go 1 day, that's great. And I'm going to teach you how to get through these days a lot easier. And when you practice the 4 pillars, meaning the Lionheart breathing, the Love Band, Life Band, the mirror work, okay, and the personal connection or the couples connection, those 4 things. And if you're to build those into your daily life, you know how many times you wouldn't go into trauma and have the fits or the tantrums? Well, that's what happens. When you're a baby, you have a tantrum, okay? When you're a teenager, you have a mood problem, okay? All right? And then when you're an adult, you have an emotional disorder, and then you're allowed to take a whole bunch of drugs, okay? And this is all starts off from when you were younger. And the reality is that most people are having and I meant that, are having a really crappy life because they've never learned how to master their emotions, and they think it's some kind of genetic thing, but it's not. Because all disease, okay, all right, is a habit, okay? So you didn't genetically get anything from your family. What you got was you got habits, whether they were good or bad, all right? Okay, so now, anybody who has questions today, you can start sending your questions in, and we will definitely be answering them, okay? I got my little iPad here. And what else do I need to do? Okay, so the next time we do the show, which will be we're going to have a show on Wednesday, right? And that Wednesday show is called what again? It's called the Personal Treatment and Training for Couples. So if you're a couple or you think you're going to be a couple, or you were a couple and you might be a couple again, you might want to watch this show, okay? Because it's all about that. It's about learning how to love yourself so that you can love each other. It's learning about how to take care of yourself so you can take care of each other better, right? Okay, so I'm going to say something. I don't want to go through all this today, but from now on in every show, starting off on Wednesday, at the end, we're going to have all these links to different things, like where to go to get a salt glow, how to get to the library, how to get the quick start guide, and all of those things. But I want to cut to the chase today and not go through all that. So if you want to look for links, watch the show on Wednesday or check out Friday's Q&A, and I'll have the links at the end of every show, right? Drake? Correct? Wednesday we'll have it? Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so send your questions in now, and you can send them in on Facebook, YouTube, Intercom, and first come, first serve, all right? And for everybody who wants to know something, all the borders are opened up, so those people that were wanting to come for personal treatment and training, you can, or we'll have a master trainer come to you, and we will teach you, okay, how to do the Wolfe non-surgical, and the nutritional and the emotional, and we'll come and we'll train you in your home, or you can come here. And if you want more information, go and take a look at the personal treatment and training guide on the library. September 18th to the 25th, I'm doing an 8-day course called Whole Life Coach in Tampa at the Omni 5-Star Resort. Check it out on itioh.com. October 17th, right, until November 6th, I'll be doing a combined certification course in Kelowna. That will be the Whole Life Coach plus the Wolfe non-surgical. And I got to tell you, everyone, it's booking up really fast. Okay, it doesn't take long before they fill because we only take limited numbers. And then I will be in Palm Springs, all right, California, November the 28th to December the 18th. And we'll be at the Omni Resort doing our 21-day course. You can come for just the Whole Life Coach if you want, 8 days. And then it's 11 days for the Wolfe non-surgical if you want to get certified in the most powerful bodywork in the world. And I will put my reputation on that one. Okay? You can, again, go to itioh.com. And then in February, we will be in Ixtapa teaching the whole combined course again. Ixtapa, Mexico. So, and we'll be at the Ixtapa Palace Training and Healing Center, and it will be the world's largest training and healing center. We have 250 beautiful rooms at this resort. Okay, we have 150 people we can lecture to. I'll have a video studio there. We've got 3 pools there. You want to check it out. And guess what? Also, coming in March, we will be doing what's called the 33-day awakening for anybody who wants to come and just say, I've had enough. I'm ready to turn my life around. Okay? So let's begin the show. Okay. Christine, my doctor says I got bunions from rebounding. He doesn't know what he's talking about. My apologies. Not trying to put your doctor down. We didn't mention his name. But the reality is, if he got bunions from rebounding, then I tell you right now, then I should have like a second foot down there because I rebound every day. I have no bunions. If you want to look at my feet, my feet, I'm going to be 64, look like I could be maybe, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. That's the reality. So how do we get bunions? Okay, we get bunions due to lactic and uric acid crystals and inflammation. So where do we have the least circulation? Well, in our hands and in our feet. Okay, so where do we get the most problems? In our hands or our feet? Well, in our feet because of gravity. Okay, so the more that you trigger the adrenaline and the cortisol in your body from anxiety or an inflammatory diet or an inflammatory mind, the more that you're going to cause crystallization, and the more constipated you are, the more you're going to absorb your own fecal matter, because that is the main cause of all illness right there. It is, and I'll prove it. Love to have somebody come on and challenge me and go, that's not true. Well, how could you ever have toxic waste in your body unless you were absorbing your own bloody waste? So let's just make that perfectly clear. That's why I say if you're doing the daily cleansing tea and tummy love and black gold, you could alleviate 85% of all the problems you've ever had. Okay, but see, nobody promotes that because even in the health business, they wait. Oh, gee whiz, what do you do? Oh, well, you know what? I do a detox every 6 months. And when I feel like crap, okay, then I'll do a detox and it hurts. But you know what? I feel so good after. Well, why wouldn't you just want to learn how to do the perfect day from the minute you wake up until you go to bed? And then just gently cleanse every day and never let it pile up and then just always feel amazing. Well, because the natural health business takes after the pharmaceutical business where you let yourself get sick and then you try to see if you can get yourself well. So the whole mentality is upside down and backwards. And that's why, okay, so here comes me. That's why we offer, okay, the Perfect Day Consultation, $125. $25 goes towards your products. $100 goes to what? Oh, it goes to pay the therapist. And believe it or not, at the clinic, break it down, we make $17. So yes, we do sell products, but the reality is, I'll tell you something. When this whole Corona thing started, we said, there's no way here. There's no way. We can't be charging what we used to charge or what everybody else charges. We need to get everybody in here who wants to look after themselves. So we're going to send you an audio of that 1 hour consult, and then we're going to give you free access to us. And if you don't believe me, I've got 9 right now. I've got 9 nutritional consultants answering phones. So you'll be able to call from now on for the rest of your life. Why? How could that be? How could he get away with that? Well, because you're not dumb. You're a genius. And you're going to get your perfect day going. And you're not going to call us because you won't need us. But until you do, if you have to call us 5 times a day, you bloody well do it. Because why? Because we work for you. And I'm telling you the same thing. Your government works. No, wait, no. Your government doesn't work for you. I thought I'm wrong about that. Okay, so, but we will. We'll work for you. Okay, we'll work for you. And we'll help you create a perfect day on an emotional and a physical level. So, Christine, no, bunions are not caused from rebounding. And the reality is, the crystallization goes down into your joints. So it got caught in a toe joint, right? The last toe joint. And then what happens is the crystallization from the lactic and uric acid, it's acidic, right? It's acid. It creates inflammation and it pushes on the nerve all the time. So the body sends fibrin. And if it stays inflamed too long, the calcium goes there. And that's what a bunion is. A bunion is mainly crystallization, scar tissue, because the connective tissue turns into scar tissue, and the body sends fibrin, which is like microscopic fibrin, because it's like fibrous there, to just throw it on top and try to patch it up as fast as it can. And the problem is the body always, when you have surgery or when you have an injury or when there's inflammation, always sends too much because it loves you. When you meet the girl or you meet that guy and you feel like you're so in love, you just can't kiss him or hug him or kiss her or hug her enough, and you can't have her kiss you enough. That's how it is. So that's what your body's like. So it overcompensates. And that's why whenever you have an injury anywhere in a joint or in a muscle and it heals, you got to go in and pull the scar tissue apart so that you can release the lactic acid that's crystallized by heating up the area, by bringing in the blood and the lymph, and then getting the calcium to go back into the bones. But usually that takes like SAC calcium to do that. But understand something. We can totally reverse any physical problem in the body. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 we can't. And that's why we offer a money-back guarantee to people when they come here for treatments, that they're not going to surgery, that we can reverse this. Okay? And understand something. I was on the phone with a lady today, and this lady had a very small nodule in her breast. And guess what? If it was my wife, I only said if it was my wife, I'm allowed to say that. Or if it was my breast, if I was a woman, I wouldn't have had them do a biopsy. I would have gone on the perfect day, because if she wasn't a 911 emergency, if you're in a 911 emergency, nowhere better to go than to the medical system. But if you're not in a 911 emergency, what are you doing? It's either chemo, radiation, or the knife. Which one do you want? Or would you rather just see if your body could heal because God doesn't make junk? That's the bottom line. I hope you're getting this. So anyways, I said to her, you had a biopsy. I said, how big was it? She says, well, it was very, very tiny. It was so tiny they could hardly find it. I couldn't feel it. And I said, okay, so what did they say after that? Well, they said they said it was, it looks good. There's nothing wrong. It's not cancerous. And but they said it could be spreading. So, and we don't want it to spread. So why don't you consider, are you ready for this? Why don't you consider radiation? And I'm going, wow, really? Pull out the big guns. You know, it's like take an elephant gun to go shoot the duck. All right. So I'm going, do whatever you want. Okay. And even if you go to do that, why don't you get a consultation? She goes, oh my gosh, nobody ever told me to. I said, well, why wouldn't you like to know how to look after yourself from the minute you wake up till you go to bed? Absolutely. She says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So boom, she's already booked. It's as simple as that. So the reality is this. I'll have people call me up and they go, Dr. Wolfe this, or they'll call my people up. And that's okay. We don't mind. You know what? We'll keep giving you Band-Aids. But the reality is when you want to actually design your life and take your life back and become the master, then you need a strategy. Hey, like they haven't strategized against us. Whoa, boom, boom, boom. So you need to learn how to create a strategy, how to love, honor, respect, and protect yourself. Because if you do, well, then you'll be ready for after recess is over and they ring the Corona bell. You'll be ready, won't you? Okay, all right. So let's go back to rebounding. So I do it exactly the way you do. Do you think the rebounding would be causing my feet to ache and give me bunions? There's your answer. So I'll tell you right now, and I mean this, Christine, if you want to call in, you can get a consultation. And when you call in and you get a consultation, the actually consultant can go on Skype with you and they'll show you how to actually chip it, okay, and actually how to do one-shot therapy, how to use the DMSO, and how to use the Pain Away essential oil, and how to use a shot glass. And we're going to go in there and show you how to break your bunion down. Okay, take massive personal action and become your own practitioner. So you have a choice. Get treated and then eventually mistreated, or get trained and jump off the pain train. All right. What is your opinion on colloidal silver? We sell ionized silver here, which is smaller than colloidal. So I think colloidal silver is great. I think silver is amazing. That's why it's in foods. That's why it's in the soil, and it helps to build the immune system. And we know that it creates an environment for bugs not to live in. So it does a lot. So our silver bullet, which is this right here, it's in ion form, and we also charge it up with a 1,000-volt lightning bolt. Okay, and it's also structured. So structured silver in an ionic form, the absorption is so much greater. But yeah, it's great. Leon, do you recommend sun exposure to someone diagnosed with melanoma? Okay. When I answer a question here, I'm talking about if I had it, not you. I am not here to diagnose. And you know what? I'm not saying it for protection against the medical system or the FDA. I'm saying it because guess what? We all need to take responsibility for our own body. I mean, you ask any client that comes here, I don't go, you do this, you do that, you take this. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do it. It's going to be, this is why we do this. This is why we do that. If it's logical, then you move forward and you do it. So melanoma is a type of skin cancer that develops from the pigment-producing cells known as melanocytes. Now, here's the deal, everybody. Yes, it is skin cancer, but skin cancer can only be caused if you decide you are a piece of bacon and you want to fry yourself out. Now, who does that? Boom, boom. It's like the person who drinks until they have a hangover. Okay, that's called alcohol poisoning. The person that eats food and they go into a food coma. Okay, the person who sits out in the sun. And if you're out in the sun for one thing, don't go out in the sun in midday. So the best thing to do is to get 20 minutes of sun in the morning when the sun rises. Of course, that is going to help this person so much, that 20 minutes when the sun first rises. And we want them to gaze into the sun when it rises for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes and take off as much clothes as possible. But understand something. You got to go in and you got to clean the colon, you got to clean the liver, and you got to bring up the vibration of the body. And when you're talking about melanoma, there's so many things that you can do. Okay, like me, I would be trying to increase the microcirculation in my body, in all my organs, but I'd also want to be doing it on my skin. And how are you going to do that? Skin brushing, salt glow. And I would even be doing it, if it wasn't an open wound, I'd be doing skin brushing and salt glows right over top of the melanoma. Oh my gosh, Dr. Wolfe, you don't want to increase the circulation. Yes, you do. You want to increase the circulation of the body. We're not increasing the circulation of the cancer. There's a difference. So people are going, oh, I don't want to increase my circulation. I want to increase my immunity. What if I cause more cancer? Well, that's not even true. That's not true at all. Okay? So we're going to use logic with everything. And we're not going to go, and we're even going to do clapping on the body. But where would we do clapping? We would do it here in certain meridian main points of the body to really bring up and get rid of physical blocks. That's the deal. And I'll be teaching all of this. Lisa, what temperature do I heat the cloth for the castor oil pack and how long? Well, first of all, when you do a castor oil pack, you can heat it up that it's nice and warm. It's because you don't want to be shocked, but you're going to be using a heating pad because a hot water bottle isn't going to be good enough, long enough. And, all right, make sure that, if you go in my book, Healthy to 100, and if anybody wants, they can order it free. You just pay the shipping. There it is. And you can order up to 6, but please don't order 6 and waste them. Actually, think inside your head, these are people that would appreciate this. I don't mind sending them out. All you have to do is pay the shipping, and our shipping is the cheapest in Canada and United States. We have 3 warehouses throughout the United States, so that's why people get their product, and they get all of our product and everything so fast, right? And anything over $49 is free shipping anyways from us. All right, so that's about the castor oil. Go to my book. You'll see in the back in skincare how to do a castor oil pack properly. You can go to my library that has the PDF in it. If you don't want the book, go to my library and you'll see the book there. Just pull up the PDF, all right? That's it. Wendy, have you done a dry fast? Okay. Yes, I have. I have done a dry fast. I don't really like them. I won't do a dry fast for more than a day, and that means only like 8 till 6 that night. I'm not really keen on dry fast. I think it's too rigorous. It's the same bloody attitude as I do a detox every 6 months. Okay? Why would you do that? Why would you pile toxins up? And we know that water cleans, so I would drink lots of structured water throughout the day to hydrate my body and flush out the toxins. All right? I'm not into dry fasting. I'm not even into water fasting. I'm into advanced water fasting using ATP, Ormus minerals, Himalayan salt, and fulvic. All right? I'm into doing that. And if your bowels aren't moving well, using the daily cleansing tea, which this is the daily cleansing tea, which as far as I'm concerned, everybody, if you want to lose weight, you want energy, you don't want to feel bloated, then this is what you do. You do understand that your body creates fat cells because you have so much inflammation and so much infection. It was either get fat and that's that, or have a heart attack or a stroke or a seizure or diabetes. So which one do you want? So the bigger you are, the more toxic you are emotionally and physically. Okay, don't tell me that it runs in the family, because that's a lie. That was perpetuated by the health industry or the not health industry, and then we all believed it. Okay, your body shape has nothing to do with genetics. It's got to do with this, the front door and the back door. Okay, what goes in and how much comes out. All right, Karen, do you offer services to get through the emotional aspects of cancer diagnosis and a way to release past trauma that obviously caused the cancer in the first place? I'll tell you something right now, Karen. Book yourself an emotional consultation, and it's $125. You'll never find it anywhere else. You'll be working with one of my consultants, and then my extension is number 5, and I'm here for you too. And the reality is, all physical illness was first an emotional illness. And the thing is you don't know you have it because your subconscious is 90% of your brain, and we're only conscious 2 to 5% of the day. So we're never conscious enough to actually see and how we act and how we treat ourselves. And that's why we are, can I just say this? We are a very abusive, self-hating nation, okay? So, you know you're not eating right, but why do you keep eating that? You know that you shouldn't drink that, but why do you keep drinking it? You know you shouldn't do that to your children, but why are you doing that? You know you shouldn't treat your wife like that, but why are you doing it? Well, I can tell you why, because you were programmed from a child to be like this. And we're going back to these families again that are causing this mess right now. Well, they've programmed you. They've programmed you through TV, media, radio, news, even through some religions, okay, and other systems. And like it or lump it, you don't have to like what I have to say. You don't even have to like me. But the reality is that I love you, and I wish you did. All right? But Karen, don't worry. We can help you turn this around. And the thing is that if my master consultants get stuck, they'll bring me on the phone with you, and we'll go wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay? I've given 27,000 emotional consultations. All right? And right from people who want to commit suicide to divorce to cancer to constipation to cancer. So all around the board. Zira, is there a specific way to clean the hose of the Enema kit? I had a hard time getting it open. Thank you. I don't know about what that meant by getting it open, but a certain way of, well, you can buy natural cleaners and let it soak. It will get stained. So if you're using black gold, it'll never come totally clean again. But what I would do is that you can buy natural cleaners to let it soak in. You can even let it soak in apple cider vinegar. That'll be really good as well. But also, you can just turn on your hot water and then run it. Make sure you flush it and then soak it in apple cider vinegar. Or you can soak it in a natural cleanser. You can also make sure that you always, if you have a structure unit, make sure you always first structure the apple cider vinegar, because that'll even help it clean a lot faster. All liquids should go through your structure unit, because it reduces the surface tension for cleaning and for hydrating in the body. Okay? Beth, what can help with benign, proximal, positional vertigo? Okay. This is a disorder arising from an inner ear problem. Doctors in the UK don't seem to know what I have either. Okay. Ear disorder when the tube. Okay. I can't cope with vertigo attacks. I found many things on B12 deficiency. Yep. You should be doing B12 twice a day. And I'm borderline anemic. Okay. First of all, you're not borderline anemic means that your good bacteria have gone bad. This is a large intestine problem. You'll always find whether it's anemia with oxygen or iron, that it's the bowel. So check your bowel, and you're going to find out the integrity of the bacteria are really weak. I've just been given birth to a 1-week-old, and I'm struggling to adjust to this all. Well, I'm sure you are. Again, I would tell you to get a consult and see what you think. I know it's overseas, but we do them overseas, and we'll do them by Skype. Okay? Oh, they're not by Skype. We have this video call that we do, and we'll do video calls with consults with anyone if you want, or we'll do it by phone, or we'll do it by WhatsApp around the world. Okay, but understand something here. Okay? You've got to do, there's lots of things you can do. Go to the DIY do-it-yourself on YouTube and take a look at the Ear Restore video, and I show you how to do it. I don't want to go through it all with you because it'll take too long, but anybody can go there. So what you're doing is, first you're going to take your ear, grab it, and you're going to pull it, and you're going to pull and go around and around this way. You're going to be doing this twice a day. Okay? Then you're going to put first in the ear. The first thing you're going to put is you're going to put in silver. Remember the bottle I showed you? It was big. It's called Silver Bullet, and it was the big bottle of silver. You're going to put a little pool in your ear, and then you're going to rotate it again about 3 to 5 times this way, clockwise, counterclockwise, and then on your side. Then you're going to put a hot pack, or if you had a Bioptron light, you would shine the light in. If you've got a hot pack, you get like a towel, 3 to 4 layers thick, hot, wet, put it on top to draw the heat into the area, okay? That's going to bring the blood supply in. Soak the silver there for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to drain it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get what's called Bright Eyes Fulvic eye drops, because fulvic, the silver creates an environment that helps fungus, bacteria, and viruses not be able to survive. And then what happens is the Bright Eyes, it will actually absorb, okay, 3 times its weight in acidity, toxicity, heavy metals. Okay, so then we're going to soak that for 5 minutes, and then we're going to drain. All right? And we're going to do this, and we're going to do this twice a day to even 3 times a day, and you stay on top of it. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you have 5G, then your ears are going to ring, ring, ring. So make sure that you don't have 5G in your house. Bring it back to 4G. Don't let them get away with it, okay? Do not have the Wi-Fi on when you go to bed at night. Very important. Get yourself a bodyguard that you can protect yourself from all the EMF, okay? You don't have to get it. You may want to consider it. Go to EMF/light on my website. Take a look at Bodyguard. And I'm just going to show you something here. Believe it or not, this will protect the whole house. This will protect you when you're out of the house, okay? This will protect the whole house. 200 feet this way, up and down. And you're going, how does that do that? Well, go and watch. Go to EMF/light and go look at the crystal EMF protection, and go watch the video with Peter Webb and myself, all the questions we answered, and you'll find out. All right? It's science. It's called radionics. Now, you want to see something really beautiful? Okay. You see this here? This will actually protect a 50-acre building, a school, a hospital, a church, anything, anything large, 50 acres. And this here, you want to see this? This is gorgeous, eh? This will actually do a 50-acre garden. That's right. Your garden should supply 40% more food, okay? No fungus, the right bugs. It's all about radionics. You can check it out if you want, okay? All right. Let me see here. Let's bounce from here and go see what we got on here. Because these are the live ones we're going to look at right now. Alive and kicking, all right? Kara, hi, Dr. Wolfe. Just got the QiFi, but I'm not sure how to use it. Is there somewhere I can find more information? Well, if you go on QiFi, go listen to the audio that's there, but feel free to give me a call. If you can't figure it out, call me tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I have a practitioner training at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, but my extension is number 5. I'll go through everything with you. All you got to do is plug it in. It's as simple as that. There's 2 dials on there, and they don't matter too much. They really don't, okay? The one dial on the left, you can turn it right up for intensity, and the other dial, when you turn it, it's going to, you'll see the light. It has a different pulse. You want to pick the pulse that you're most comfortable with, but it's called scalar waves, and they all work. Trust me. The scalar waves will collapse the 5G, the Wi-Fi in your house. It'll collapse. They'll all do it. So it's really about personality and how you feel. I just had a talk with someone today, and this couple bought it, and he likes it where it blinks, and she likes it where it's steady. So he'll turn it, she'll turn it, and it's like, so, you know, they're going to have to find a happy medium here somewhere. But it's not that big a difference, you know what I mean? That they just say they're sensitive to it, but after a while, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, okay? But feel free to give me a call on that. Cheryl, what's your best device on detoxing your children from vaccine toxins, getting rid of toxic metals? Well, getting rid of toxic metals is putting the fulvic acid into their drinking water. But if you put Tummy Love in, that's the one. put tummy love in their drinking water. So it would be like 1 teaspoon per liter or quart of water that a person drinks. And hey, listen, whether you get this or not, okay, get them on the daily cleansing tea. You jam up their bowels, you jam up their liver. And you show me a child that's got good bowels, and I'll tell you it's a unicorn, okay? Children don't get fed well. Very rarely do they get fed well because they eat like their parents. And don't tell me that parents aren't adulterated. I can go into anybody's cupboards who tell me they eat great and into their fridge and find enough cancer-causing processed sugars and flours, okay, in there to choke a horse, okay? Now, so understand that. What people consider eating right and feeding their children right is 2 different things. If you take a look at society, we know that 3 out of 4 children now have an illness. Isn't that something? 3 out of 4 children. 92% of the population have an autoimmune disease. 3 out of 4 children have chronic toxic symptoms. I didn't say diseases, okay, but 1 out of 4 children do have a chronic disease, okay? And whether you believe this or not, 40% of children are overweight, okay? All right. What is your advice for polycystic ovary syndrome, a hormonal disorder common among young women and overweight? Okay. Oh, my God. So you know what? I just want to do a show on that. I just want to do a show. I should have had I Am Woman Masterclass done a long time ago, but I don't. So what I'll do, okay, I'm going to do a show on it. Okay, I'll put it together. And it's just going to be called Woman Parts. Okay? And we're going to talk about woman parts. All right? Because basically women are being taken apart, aren't they? So we'll talk about the breast, we'll talk about the ovaries, we'll talk about the fallopian tubes, we'll talk about the uterus, we'll talk about the bladder, and we'll talk about hormones. But understand something. If I can read this one more time. Polycystic ovary syndrome, a hormonal disorder. It's not a hormonal disorder. Okay, I love this. Okay, so I'll be here on Friday. Anybody want to call me and come online and do a debate with me? I would love to do a debate on this, that it's not a hormone problem. Okay, so what you're doing is you're looking at the very end of the story. Okay, so what was the first domino that fell? And then there was another 10 dominoes, and now we're at polycystic. Okay, so understand something. It's not. Do you know what a cyst is? Do you know what polycystic means? Does anybody know what polycystic means? Well, let me tell you something. I want to tell you something right now. Did you ever feel like you've been belittled? Did you ever feel like somebody put the screws to you? Like, how about the last 8 weeks? Okay, so let's just do it again. Polycystic, okay? Polycystic, where are we here now? I just want to get it right. Where were we? Okay. Well, anyways, polycystic. I don't need to read it. So, polycystic ovary syndrome. Okay, so it's ovarian syndrome for one thing. And polycystic. Are you ready for this? Poly means many. Cystic means cyst. Okay? Ovarian. Ovary. Syndrome. Been going on for a while. Okay. So here's the deal. Why do you create a cyst on your ovaries? Well, you need to have storage tanks for all the pus. What are you going to do with the pus? Pus can't float around. Could cause cancer. Do you want ovarian cancer? Or do you want an ovarian cyst? Okay? And please don't mind the way I'm telling you this. It's just that you'll never forget this again. So, why do you have pus? Why do you have pus in your pelvis? Why do you have pus in your pelvis? Well, you have pus in your pelvis because you have inflammation. The last time that you had too much dairy, it caused inflammation, and you had to blow your nose of all that mucus, right? So now let's just take that mucus and all that bacteria, and let's put it in your pelvis. Well, my God, we can't have it float around. It's okay to have it in your nose and blow it out, but how are you going to blow it out of here? You can't blow it out you can't blow it out there, can you? So it's going to pile up. So if it's going to pile up, it's going to have a cyst. So the more pus you have, the bigger the cyst, because you have a storage tank until you wake up. So the reality is that you're not dumb, you're not stupid, you've just been educated to understand something, that your bowels don't matter. So you have to, okay. So here we have it. Oh, I have a normal. Okay, do you know how many women call up here and go, I have a normal bowel movement? My bowels are normal, and they go once every 2 days, or they go once a day. Okay, do you know how many? It's like just crazy. It's just so crazy. So if the whole world's doing it wrong, that means the whole world's doing it right. So now you're reabsorbing your own poop. Now, if I was reabsorbing my poop from my large intestine that's sitting in the lower part of my pelvis, because guess where your sigmoid, okay, rectum anus, right here. Oh my gosh, here's your ovaries, right there, ovary, okay? Bladder, uterus. So guess what? Go ahead, stay constipated. You're reabsorbing your own waste. And that waste is going into the pelvic soup bowl. And guess what? Now all that infection, would you rather have had cancer right away? Or would you rather have had cysts on your ovaries? So now how are we going to get rid of that? Because if you got cysts on your ovaries, that means you have tons of crystallization in there from the inflammation. And that means that you have tons of scar tissue because the body sends what? Fibrin to the area. Oh my God. Yes, I went to the doctor and he said I have endometriosis, or the beginning of it, or I got a fibroid tumor. It's benign or it's cancerous, and it'll be cancerous depending on if the oxygen level dropped for more than 35% for too long, then it's cancer. And if it's not, didn't drop that long, then it'll just be a fibroid right now. But don't worry. So now we're going to go to the cyst, to the fibroid, and then we're going to go to the doctor, and he's going to go, oh, you've got it, but it's not big enough to do surgery. We'll keep an eye on that for you. What? Who in the hell says that? I'll keep an eye on it for you. That's all he's going to offer you? So what he said was, I'm going to hang over here, and you go back home, and when it grows big enough, but make sure you come in, because if you don't come in at the right time and it gets too big, I won't be able to cut it out. And that's what happens to a lot of women. But then when he does cut out the fibroid, then he's going to leave tons of scar tissue, even more than the fibroid, and now you're going to have all this wrapped around your ovaries if you get to keep them in your uterus. Oh, but then you might get what? A myomectomy, because now you're going to get a thickening in scar tissue on your uterus. My God, eh? Who would have thought if I just would have had 2 to 3 good poops a day? Huh? Who would have thought? So every time that you're on the toilet, girls, and you're trying to grunt out that little bit, add it up how many days you've done that, and you've got yourself your own little manure pile. And that is the holy grail of healing. And that is why you've got polycystic ovarian disease. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You don't have a hormonal problem. I'm going to tell you what you got. You got a waste problem. And when you get too much waste in there, it throws your hormones out of whack. How am I doing so far? Yeah, but guess what? Natural health practitioners and doctors, they come from the other end, and they'll either give you what? Bioidentical hormones, or we'll give you all kinds of herbs to try to work on your hormones. But why don't we just bring back the integrity of the colon and give this girl a chance and teach her how to create the perfect day from the minute she wakes up until she goes to bed, and just give her her bloody life back instead of playing around with her? How would you like to do that? Or should we just give you just bags of supplements and herbs and just keep you going from pillar to post? Because understand something, you're the only one that's going to heal yourself. There is no practitioner can do it. What's going on in Tampa in September? In September in Tampa, let me see. I'm going to try something here. I'm not sure how this works. Okay. Okay, more. No, that's not working. Okay. I'm going to try to, anyways, I just got this iPad. I don't know how to delete these things, so bear with me, everyone. I will figure it out by Friday, hopefully. All right. What's going on in Tampa in September? I'm doing an 8-day whole life coach certification. It's for practitioners and for lay people. If your life is a bloody mess, or it doesn't have to be a bloody mess, if you just wanted to have the most awesome life ever and be the master of your mind, to be the master of your body, to be the master of your family, because most men won't come because they only know how to suppress their emotions. Be a man. But women will come because they come from a very loving place. Thank God they're here, or the world wouldn't even be here. So it's 8 days, and we'll be sending out everybody gets a manual, and you'll need to go through the manual before I come. And then what we do is we work on everyone there. We do a consult on them, but we work on them emotionally, nutritionally, and then we talk about all types of illnesses, disorders. I go through everything on a vibrational level, vibrational nutritional therapy, energy medicine therapy. We show you all kinds of exercise strategy techniques. We do role playing for emotional problems. Everybody, we go through your family, your case history. Understand something. Most practitioners are emotional messes, and I'm talking about it in the health field too. Yeah, but they're good at what they do, but most people do not take the time or the energy to master their mind. And I'll tell you something, I've been doing it for 25 years and I'm doing it every day. I've got the tools. I won't tell you I've mastered it, but I will tell you that, it's going to take a lot to rock my world. I'll tell you that. Okay. So that's what's going on. And it's at the Omni Resort, 5-star resort. It's going to be so beautiful. It's $115 a night. You can check it out on itioh.com. Like I said, it's 8 days and it's very limited. Okay. The bookings have been the slowest for that because of this whole coronavirus. But as soon as everybody calms down, it'll just book up. I will not take more than 20 people. And that's it. It hits 20. It's not going to be, I'm not going over 20. I'm just saying that. 20 is the perfect number. And in 8 days, we'll be able to rock everybody's world. Okay. All right. Wait. Okay, so one second. There was a call I was going to take. All right, so there was a lady that I said to call in. If she wants to call in right now, I'll turn my phone on. I told her that I would do this live for her. She has a situation going on. So if the phone rings in the next 5 minutes, then I'll take your call. All right? Now, how to minimize symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. Why would you want to minimize them? Why would you want to minimize them? Why wouldn't we just get rid of them? Okay, I'll tell you what. You know what? Why don't we just play it? What day aren't we doing something this week? We're not on Thursday, are we? Let's just put her on Thursday. We have a Q&A? For who? Oh, yeah. We have a Q&A on Thursday about couples training. So we can't do it this week. So what day can we do it? Next Tuesday? Okay, here it is. So can you make sure Nat knows that? So next Tuesday, I'm going to do a video for you, and I'm going to show you that I can take down a rheumatoid joint that is big as a golf ball. Small, well, I don't know. It's a huge size of a large grape. Let's put it that way. And I'm going to take it down for you right here. And I'm going to tell you all the things that I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to do it for you. And you can totally take somebody with rheumatoid arthritis in their hands like this, okay? And you can totally reverse them. Did you get that? Yeah. So you can totally reverse them. And that's what we're going to show you that we can do. So rheumatoid arthritis, get him to make a banner, and it's going to be up on Tuesday. All right? I'm just going to do it. I'll be here, and we'll show you how to do that. How's that? So why would we minimize anything? Why do we want to manage pain? Why don't we just eliminate it? Okay? Remember something. Pain is a GPS. It's your friend. It's not your enemy. So if I feel a little bit of pain, if I were to think about it right now, I have a little twitch going on right here. Well, I know that if I wasn't doing this, I could do some clapping right now, and I could get rid of that little block because it's a physical block. So there's all kinds of tricks, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Not on that show. On that show, I'm going to show you how to reverse rheumatoid arthritis, okay? And understand something. First, your hands were stiff. Then they got inflamed. Then you got arthritis, and arthritis just means inflammation of the joint because the joints are like a river where the flow, and when the flow in a river goes around a bend, That's where the garbage collects. I don't know if this is her. Hang on, everyone. Hi, can I help you? Hi, can I help you?
Hi, it's Rita.
Rita who?
Hello?
Hi.
I was to call in.
Okay, Rita, can you hold for a minute?
Hi, I wanted to call you about my knees. Hello? And Rita Yaldo about my knees. How are you?
Yeah, but can you do me a favor and turn off the volume off your computer?
Sure can.
Thank you. Hold on, please.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so what was I saying? So pain is a friend. It's not an enemy. And if you make pain an enemy, you'll be on drugs or you'll be on surgery. So if you make pain a friend and you know that that pain is actually telling you you're off track. So that's why we want to create the perfect day, and that's why we set up the consultations for everybody. And understand something, I'm telling you this right now. If you're not happy with the consultation, you don't think it's worth 10 times what you paid, then we'll just refund your money. The reality is that I know you won't, because I'll tell you something. God created a body that you can look after, and there's a genius and a practitioner inside of you. Okay, so go ahead. Hello?
Hi.
You've got to turn off the volume completely.
Okay, I did.
Completely. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I know.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Who am I talking to?
I'm 47 years old,
Yeah.
and I have to get both my knees replaced because they told me I had no cartilage left and it's bone on bone. And I don't want to do that. I am set up for an appointment for August 19th to get one of them done. And I'm just devastated about it.
Okay, well, first of all, how old are you again?
47,
Okay, and what's your weight?
160,
What's your height?
5'2". I know I'm overweight a little.
No, you're overweight by 40 pounds.
Okay.
All right, so, and understand something. This is not, it's nothing to be ashamed of, because understand
Right.
something. Whatever shape we're in today, it's because the healthcare system failed us. And when you understand that 80% of the population is overweight, then I would be the guy who looks like there's something wrong with me, because I'm like probably, when most people aren't in shape, are they? Okay? So don't worry about it. But the reality is, if you don't want to get on the perfect day diet, then you're going to have to get surgery on your knees, and then you'll have to get it on your hips. For here's the deal. You have not monitored what's going in your mouth properly. Okay? Now, are you married?
Yes.
Does your husband believe in natural health?
Yes.
Okay. So, does he believe in detoxifying?
Yes.
Okay, so how come you don't then?
I do.
Yeah, but
That's
you
why I'm
you
trying to get on the right track,
no, that's
but
okay, but I'm just saying you've never really taken action, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you were to take action today and know how to eat and how to detoxify, you change the whole game. When a doctor says to you that they have to do something, they're looking at you as the majority. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do the majority of the population look after themselves, and are the majority of the population ever going to change their personality to change the reality? No, they're not. They're not. The majority of the population will never change. Now, why is that? Is it because they're stubborn? No. Is it because the subconscious is 90% of the brain and your most prominent beliefs, they rule your life? See, when you don't like someone or you don't like your life, it's you don't like your beliefs or you don't like that other person's beliefs. And that's why we don't want to judge other people. We can observe and say we don't want to be like that person, or we can observe ourselves and say we don't want to be like this anymore, but we don't want to hate ourselves. Because if we hate ourselves, we'll never get out of that rut. If we observe and we only focus on our goal. So if your goal was to keep your knees, for one thing, I'll tell you something right now. Your knees can't heal because you've got 40 pounds of toxic waste and inflammation. So you only create fat cells in the body to only store toxins, because if you didn't, you would have had a heart attack, or you would have had cancer or a seizure, or you'd be a full-blown diabetic right now. Okay? So we want to bless the fat. Bless the fat. Thank God. Now, the reality is, if you could get on the perfect day diet, and if your husband did it too, and then you actually started doing advanced water fasting, like, see, somebody like yourself, I would tell you to go on the perfect day diet. Then I would tell you to start looking at advanced water fasting. First, just do intermittent fasting where you don't eat until 11 or 12 o'clock, but you drink nutritional things. Then you just do water and fulvic, like we would help you and guide you. But then what would happen is, then you would go a whole day with just advanced water fasting. Now, understand something. Then what would happen, do you think, if you went from Monday to Wednesday and you did advanced water fasting where, you know, you were detoxifying, you got your bowels moving, you were flushing your liver, cleaning your colon, and then the other 4 days we put you on the perfect day diet? Well, for one thing, I'll tell you right now, you'd be losing an average of, you'd be losing 5 to 6 pounds a week of not weight, waste. Not weight, but waste. So now, soon as you, every time you reduce and you start bringing the inflammation and that toxic waste out, guess what? Now you're going to get circulation. So now, guess what's going to happen when the circulation comes up in your knees? Now, let's say that if I could get you to believe in yourself, and you were to come, all I would have to do, we'd have to do is just go on each knee for about 45 minutes and loosen up all the scar tissue. Because believe it or not, you're not bone on bone. And I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. Because I can tell you right now, we offer money. Because what happens is, when they took the x-ray, they're not lying either. Because you pulled in so much crystallization and calcification that got all mixed in with the cartilage tissue in there. And now that is hard. So the reality is, it looks like you don't have it. So even though you've lost some of it, if you were to go and get Wolfe non-surgical to loosen up those knees, and you started doing clapping on your own knees, and you started doing the therapy things that we said, and you got and did the nutritional things like I just said, you're going to have your knees back. So now here's the deal. A lot of people go, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want that. But let me tell you something. If it would take us no more than 6 months, and you would be the shape you've always wanted to be, or the shape you were when you were around 18, 20. Okay? So that's the reality. But you got to want it. Now, if your husband's overweight and he really isn't into health, no, hold on now. You don't have to defend. But the reality is this. If your husband doesn't take on this health nut thing, then you won't make it, because it takes two. It takes two. Okay. And understand, so if your husband's not going to drink the Kool-Aid and come on the consultation to understand the way you're doing it, and if he doesn't buy into the same protocols as you're doing, you're going to have to work 10 times harder. When two come together, you can have everything you want. Right from wealth to health to relationship. If the two of you started doing my 12 loving steps, emotional work, and you actually did the diet thing, and you actually were to go and clean out the cupboards of all that food that you're eating that you shouldn't be, you know, all the stuff you're eating, and the stuff that's in your fridge, okay, and the stuff that's in your freezer that you're eating anyways because you're so angry at yourself, right? Now, if we could get you to stop being angry at yourself and angry at the world and angry at your children and angry at everything else, and please don't defend yourself, because that's the way people are today. They're angry about everything, and they hate. And it's not their fault. We have actually been taught to hate ourselves and hate each other, and to hate black people, Chinese food, whatever. The reality is it's all about splintering us, and that's why they were able to pull off what they just did. That's why they were actually that's how they got you up to 160 pounds. So the reality is we need to take it all back. So talk to your husband. Find out if your husband wants to do this. And then I would suggest...
I want to come to the seminar, so I want to be at your seminar for September.
All right. Well, if you make it past September with your knees, I'll be there. And I will go and work on one knee, okay? And then just for spite, I'll work on one knee, and I want to work on your worst knee, and then it's going to feel like your best knee, and I'll let you hobble around for a week, and you'll find out that this whole thing was a ruse. So understand something. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm kidding. So what we'll do is we'll get people that will come here, and I'm not kidding. They've got a walker, they've got cane, and they don't need the walker when they leave in a lot of cases. They'll come down the stairs, and they'll walk up without them. I'm not exaggerating. You have to understand something. You, okay, are an emotional roller coaster. Mm-hmm. Yes, sweetie, but I love you dearly. And here's what happens. We would teach you how to not do that anymore. So you've taken on beliefs from mommy and daddy, and you've never went back there to try to see, let's get rid of the stuff we didn't like about mom and dad. Why don't we? They'd like you to do that, wouldn't they? You know, and then let's get rid of the stuff we don't like about ourselves so that we can set our children free. Let's really just end the family curse. So here's the deal. Every time that you get upset, because you're up and down a lot, and I can feel it, coming right through the phone. And when you go up and
really?
then...
Yeah,
yeah, no, oh yeah. Yeah, like your husband is a very patient man. Now, so here's the deal. What?
He's very patient.
Oh, God, I can feel it. He has to be. Okay, so now, and I mean that in a loving way. So now, every time that you go up and you go down, you're releasing adrenaline and cortisol. Now, here's what's happening. You're putting yourself on fire. Now, let's take a beautiful steak and put it on the barbecue, okay? And then let's forget it. Now, how big is the steak going to be if I left it there for 20 minutes too long?
It's going to burn.
It's going to be small. It's going to be beef jerky. You went and set yourself on fire, girl, and you went and barbecued your knees. So the same tissue that was there before is still there. It's dehydrated. You've made it into beef jerky. Now go chew on a piece of beef jerky, and that's your knees. We got to pull the fibers apart, get the calcium that's been displaced out of the knees back into the bones, and then bring up the heat so that we can melt the lactic and uric acid, and you get your knees back.
Okay.
I'm really glad you called.
Thanks. I wanted to call. I've been wanting to call.
Yeah. So everybody, I take one call every time we do a Q&A, because if I took more than one, I'd never get these questions done. But listen to me. Get yourself a consult. Every consult that comes in, guess what I do in the morning? I get up at 5:30. Guess what I get to do? I go on with all my nutritional consultants, my master consultants, and I go through every case history before they do them. Then they go and they do the consult on you, and then they come back to me, and then we decide, okay, and then that's it. And then you know what? You can just keep calling us, and we're going to keep working with you. That's the reality, okay? Or you can just go to my quick start, go to quick start at docofdetox.com and get my 7 empowering steps and look through that. But you know what? Did you ever notice how fast do things come together when you have a coach?
Really good.
Yeah. So, well, you don't even have to call. You can just go to our website, and at the top, just click on consultation, and then take a look at all the consultants. And then, you know what? Don't go with your head, go with your gut. And then pick the consultant that you feel is the one you want to go with, and you're going to find you're right. Do you ever notice that when you get anxious?
Emailing with Jason. I don't know.
Wait.
Is it Jason there?
Jason's not the one. So, for you. Okay, for in this case, I'm going to let you do it. Okay, so but just go on and look. You haven't looked yet. See, that's your impatience. You're not allowed to do that now. You got to take a deep breath here. Just take a deep breath, the lion heart breathing, relax. I said to go on there and look, and then you go, Jason. Well, that's because you've talked to Jason already, and he's sweet, but he's not the one for you right now. Okay, so go on there and look, and you're going to go, oh yeah, that's the consultant I need. So go on there, fill it out, pick the one you want. And I'll be reading it, and then we're going to go over it, and let's just do this.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, you're so welcome. You have the best day of your life, girl.
Thank you.
So believe it or not, everyone, that's not who was supposed to call in. but you know what? Anyways, and I think it's because I took too long. I said I would let her know in 5 to 10 minutes when we started. But she'll probably call in on Friday. But if you want to call in, then I'd like you to, even today, you can just go in. I would like to call in, and we'll put you on a list, okay? And we'll let you know. All right? Okay, Leon. Is there a list? Okay, 1 second. Is there a list of practitioners' clinics in Europe specializing in wolf non-surgical? If there are none in Europe, is there a list of clinics in the United States? Okay, first of all, I will tell you that there are a couple of clinics in the United States. There's lots of practitioners. I refer to practitioners that I know are really on their game. They got to be master trainers. That's the people that we refer to. Practitioners, yes, there's practitioners. If you want to call into the office, we'll tell you where they are. Okay? Nazreen, what is the bracelet? I'm interested. This here is called a Braveheart Love Band. Love Band, Life Band. It says Braveheart 321. I got this. This is as snug as a hug. This means, guess what? Darrell, I love you. I'm going to protect you, respect you, honor you. First and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Now, you might think that's selfish, but the reality is if I don't love myself and fill up my own heart, I'm going to ask my family to do it. And then when they don't do it, then I'm going to have the family curse. So if I fill up my own heart, then I'm not going to demand it from my partner or my children. I'm just going to shine my light. And that's how we get peace on this world. When we believe that people are there and they're responsible for our happiness, they're responsible there for fixing us, this is where the dysfunction comes in. But let's come back to this. So this is a hug. That's a kiss. I can get away with kissing me out in public. I mean, if I was kissing me out there like that, you'd think I was weird. But see, I can get away with this in an office. Nobody's going to say anything, and at least not yet. But the way things are going with all this lockdown and this, I'll probably have to go to jail for this too, eventually. But the reality, just kidding, the reality is this, is that this is a reminder. I don't even have to click this anymore because this Love Band, Life Band stands for what? That there's a new sheriff in town, and it's called Self-Love, Self-Protect. I'll be able to say no when I need to, and yes to me when I need to, or yes to anything else. But I am not going to allow anyone, because I'll tell you right now, if I feel a little bit of fear and anxiety, I just go 3, 2, 1, I got this. Because as soon as you count backwards and go 3, 2, 1, that takes it from your subconscious, keeps it in your conscious mind. Did you ever notice something? Your husband comes home. He's in a bad mood. His subconsciously, he knows what's going to push your button. But he didn't do it consciously. But he goes and says that, and that sets you off, and then you say something to him, and then again, now you don't talk to each other for 3 days or 3 hours or whatever the case may be. But from now on, we take 3, 2, 1, I got this. and we get connected to our Lionheart breathing. You know, what if every time that you are going to do the same argument with your children, your husband, your wife, your family, and you said, I'm always going to take a deep breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to hug them heart to heart. Not like people do this way. I'm going to hug this way, heart to heart. And we're going to make a deal in the family that we're going to come together and hug and not say a word until our hearts melt. And then we're going to step away from each other and there'll be nothing to argue about. Let me tell you something right now, and excuse my French. Those bastards out there want you to fight with your family, yourself, and everyone else. And they want you to find someone to hate or something to hate. All right? Because they want to come to our rescue and take our freedoms away. Don't you feel like your freedoms have been taken already? I mean, my God, most people can't even look after themselves, can they? All right? 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. And it's a crying shame. All right, let's get back to answering questions. Sarah, can you help with strictures in the rectum, sigmoid, colon area? Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so I can help with it through nutrition and through things you can do at home. Or if you were to come here and I were to do Wolfe non-surgical, I could give you relief in 45 minutes. All right? That's what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you something right now, whether you want to believe this or not. I put this together when I was 27 years old. I'll be 64. And it is the most powerful body work in the world. And you know what? Every practitioner out there, if they're not working with scar tissue, crystallization, and calcification, then they're not body workers at all. Massage, you can't feel any of this stuff or take it apart. Acupuncture, you can't. It does balance the energy levels. I have a doctorate in acupuncture. I hardly ever use it. Chiropractic's great for straightening the spine, putting things back, but it's actually the scar tissue that pulls it out. So if they're not working on the scar tissue, then guess what? No wonder you're going for treatments continually. And physiotherapy, a little bit of some stretching, some exercise, and some TENS. Are you kidding? It's a scar tissue issue. End of story. Why do you think you go for surgery? If it wasn't a scar tissue issue, you wouldn't need surgery on your organs, your tendons, your ligaments, or your joints. And you wouldn't be tearing out. And you wouldn't feel like you're getting old. You wouldn't be stiff either. You'd have the elasticity. You'd have the flexibility. You'd have the longevity. And you'd feel young. Because the only reason why you feel old is because you're stiff as a board. Okay. Yolanda, I have breast cancer and trying to heal naturally. I am on supplements and a whole food diet. The last 2 months, I've had lots of muscle spasms. Okay, muscle spasms. That's oxygen deficit. That's calcium deficit. Okay? All right? And it could be calcium being displaced into your muscle tissues and a magnesium deficit. Pain in my shoulders. Well, the pain in your shoulders is anxiety. You don't know it, but your shoulders are up like this because anybody who has cancer never relaxes. They're always in a sympathetic state. I mean, think about it. You can't heal from any disease unless you relax. Oh my God, you're telling me to relax about cancer? For God's sakes, it's everywhere. It's on the news. It's here. It's there. Everybody talks about it. Everybody fears it. And that's the problem. You can't fear it. You got to find your courage. And you got to find peace. If you can't find peace of mind, then you become a landmine and the tumor will blow you up. So that's what we teach here. We teach how to become the master of your thoughts. And then you'll become the master of your body. And if you do these things and you get on the perfect day diet, if you get on the advanced water fasting, you got to do the fasting though. Okay, and you got to have the right nutrition. You know, you take a look at our infinite iodine. It's the highest vibrational iodine in the world. You take a look at our SAC calcium. It's the only calcium product anybody should take. And it'll take all the calcium back into your bones and it'll balance your pH faster than anything else you've ever seen in the world. You take a look at our Sinonian minerals. It's the most concentrated natural mineral complex you'll ever take, and that's for every situation. You take a look at our fulvic acid to get rid of the acidity. You take a look at our humic to get rid of to create an environment to wrap around different types of microbes, get them out of your body. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy, okay? But the thing you got to do is take your home back. You got to make your home into a love health zone. That means nobody comes in the house unless they're in a loving mood. They can go for a walk for 10 miles if they'd like. Nobody's coming home grumpy. You get up grumpy, leave the house, or go do what you need to do to find peace of mind. We can't terrorize each other anymore. And keep the bloody news off and keep the TV off as much as possible. All right? And then clean out the cupboards of all the garbage and the fridges of all the garbage. Yes, you're addicted. Everybody has addictions. I'm addicted to self-love, self-care, and I'm addicted to shining the light. I'm addicted to empowering people. And yes, I used to have all kinds of addictions, you know, from drugs to alcohol, you name it, okay? Abusing myself, abusing my children. We don't even know we're doing it. And of course, abusing my wife. All right, the last 2 months, this is Yolanda. The last 2 months, I've had lots of muscle spasms and pain in shoulders. Okay, legs have been hurting. One knee hurts a lot. Any idea what's going on? Yeah, you're terrorizing yourself. You're totally acidic. You're eating up all the oxygen and minerals in your body. And understand, cancer likes to create lactic acid, so that's what it lives off of. So how are we going to reduce the lactic acid and the inflammation in your body? How are you going to hydrate? Well, you better get yourself a structure unit. It's the only water that's really good for cancer patients. Don't give me this crap about 9.5 alkaline water either. They need structured water. They don't have energy to get the water into their cells. So if it can't get into their cells, and any unit that is electrical isn't structured water. So you got to drink enough water. You got to also have a meeting with the family. There has to be peace in the family. And you have to watch everybody because you all have pain body programs and you trigger each other. It needs to stop. You need to find a peaceful healing environment and you got to lay the gauntlet down. Okay? And most families think they know what love is. They haven't got a clue. Most families think they know what a bowel movement is and how many to have. They don't have a clue. Most families think they know what a diet is. They don't have a clue. How come there's so many drive-thrus? Can you come to Sweden? Absolutely. Would love to. Ewa. Of course I'd come. You know what? Just so you know this, we go all over the world. We go all over the world. We'll go and we'll go to a clinic and certify everybody in the clinic. We just certified 2 people in their own clinic. We certify clinics all the time. We go to families' homes. We go to, Sage just went to India and he certified a family of 8. Went there and taught the whole family, diet, nutrition, emotional, and also the Wolfe non-surgical. So now they're their own practitioners. You look at PTT, personal treatment and training to go or to come here, and then look at our certifications. We will build the protocol, we'll build the training suited for you. Understand something, I make the rules. Government doesn't rule me, okay? All right, all my courses are certified under the World Organization of Natural Medicine, the only place that I'm going to be under. I am not ever going to be government approved. I don't need their approval, and I don't want their approval. Take a look at what they approve of already. And I'm not trying to cause trouble here. I'm not challenging anyone. It's just everybody calls up. Are you government approved? Yeah, like I want to be. No, it's not going to happen. Thank you very much. Okay? All right, I'm nature approved. All right, look up the World Organization of Natural Medicine. Okay? That is the only true natural health organization in the world. Thank you. All right. Anne, A-N, she spells it. Hi, doctor. I've been doing coffee enemas for about 3 months, now once a week. How long can I do it safely? And give me a call tomorrow. I don't want you overdoing anything. And if you're not putting tummy love and black gold into the coffee enema, that's a no-no. The tummy love actually helps to reinstate mummy's good bacteria. So don't just continually just do coffee enemas without going in and bringing back your total immunity. Understand, mummy's good bacteria that you got from mummy when you're coming out at birth is the most amazing thing you'll ever have. And that's why we don't push taking prebiotics, postbiotics. You know, you can take all of them, but they're all alien. They will help to buffer things down. But even if you've been through chemo and radiation, you still have mummy's good bacteria. We focus on that because that's where the immunity is. Okay? Tammy, will you do a class and show us how to break up scar tissue around the knee? My husband's knee is all swollen and has ligaments has shrunken up in his leg from limping on his leg. Well, no, that's not why they shrunk. They shrunk because he's dehydrated and he's so inflamed because of his diet. Swelling is caused from inflammation. And guess what? The shrinking is caused from dehydration. Are you ready for this? Take this one to the bank. Oh my God, I've lost 1.5 inches. You know, my bones are shrinking. Isn't, you know, everything we get taught is a bloody lie. You know, come here, you shrunk 1.5 inches. Okay, I will do a 1-hour spinal treatment where I go in and I work on the disc between each of your vertebrae, and I'll restore the vertebrae, and you'll have 1.25 inches, 1 inch to 1.25 inches back, or maybe even a whole 1.5 inches. I just don't want to make any guarantees I can't do, but you will have 1 inch to 1.25 inches back if you lost 1.5 inches the first treatment. Now, but you'll get it all back if you were to learn how to do this, or we did 2 or 3 treatments on your back. And understand, when they say, yeah, you know, the discs are gone, they're not gone. They're dehydrated. Oh, we got to fuse it. We got to put a rod in there and fuse your spine. You know what, guys? Do whatever you want. You're going to pick the therapy that is at the level of love you have for yourself. End of story. All right? I see nothing wrong with emergency care. But when you use emergency care, when you're not in emergency, well, I'm in emergency because I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? Don't give up on your body. Okay. I'm going to be showing some stuff on the clapping and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's like this. Why not come for a personal treatment and training with your husband? You'll fly in on a Saturday, or we'll come to you. Fly in on a Saturday, or we'll fly there on a Saturday. We'll leave on the Saturday, or you'll leave on the Saturday. We have a beautiful condo, overlooks the vineyards and the mountains and the lake. Has about $30,000 worth of energy medicine equipment in there. Has everything you need. You come here. You come Saturday, leave Saturday. You'll know how to work on your husband. He'll know how to work on you and your whole body. Don't think that if his knee is in trouble, his whole body's not in trouble, because it is. It's just that his knee's screaming more. And once we go and work on his knee, then the other joint's working. Let me tell you something. I'll be 64, and when I'm 84 or 94, I'll be doing this. Remember something. With every physical block you have, it slows down circulation in your body. And understand something. Microcirculation will tell you the quality of it, how long you're going to live, and what you're going to die of. Not genetics. There's no such thing as genetics. And there's like about 3 to 5% of diseases in cancer are genetic, but you can wean them out through lifestyle. And that's already proven. Nobody will come up against me. You know why? Because it's fact. This is all fact. This is all science. Okay? This is an anti-science that got us locked in our houses for 2 months. Okay? You know, people say to me, prove it. And I say, well, why don't you prove I'm lying? Or come and meet me on my show and we'll do a debate. I'd love that. I'd so love it. Because guess what? When it rains, you get wet. And the rest is just BS, dysfunctional belief systems, that if we say something long enough and strong enough, you actually believe it. Look at the shape we're in. Okay. Abram, why does my wife get itchy skin rashes in the beginning of summer, being 20 to 30 minutes in the sun? You have to understand something. First of all, the sun, it brings up the vibration of healing. It increases circulation. You want to know something? Get your wife to do dry skin brushing. Go take a look in my book. And I will be doing a dry skin brushing, salt glow, and how to do a sauna. We'll do that maybe in the next 2 weeks, eh? The last, was it the last one? The last water fasting, the second last water fasting video that I did. So if you go to, they're in the do-it-yourself videos in YouTube. I show how to do skin brushing and salt glow. Get your wife to do that because her skin Okay, what's under her skin emotionally? I hope it's not you. Okay. Next thing, when we hold back and don't let go, we get bowel problems. Your skin mirrors the condition of your bowels. So get her on the daily cleansing tea, get her on the tummy love and the black gold, get her on skin brushing and salt glows, and guess what? It'll never happen again. There it is. Everything's about circulation, about letting go, right? On an emotional and physical level. And like I said, get a nutritional consult and just hit a home run. Abram, do coffee enemas clean the gallbladder from stones? They can, not always. Take a look at Hulda Clark gallbladder cleanse. Okay, check that out. Hulda Clark, Hulda Clark gallbladder cleanse. And if you want to do that, but don't do a gallbladder cleanse unless you're doing the daily cleansing tea and at least the tummy love and you got your bowels moving well, because your gallbladder is not going to want to dump if you've got a cork up your butt. So we got to keep it flowing, right? Okay. Brooklyn, is there anything that inhibits the protection power of the protector crystal? So this is the protector crystal. It's for the house. No, nothing does. Nothing's going to disturb it. Heather, what pH level do you use for coffee enema? Structured water is the thing. It's not about the pH. Of course, I'm not going to use 5 acidic, but you could go anywhere from 7 and above, and I would go from 7 to 8.5, no higher, for doing coffee enemas. So in there, and that's basically all tap water. So is around there. And don't be going too high with the pH, okay? But structure it. Next. EWA, EWA. I had my gallbladder removed 2 years ago. I had pancreatitis, and I had gained some weight since then. How can I lose this extra kg? Well, first of all, getting rid of your gallbladder is going to increase bowel problems, like huge. You need to be on daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, right off the bat. That would be the first thing. I would tell you to get a consult, and I'll tell you right now, when you get your gallbladder out, you just increased your bowel problems like immensely, right to bowel cancer. So you better watch your bowel, okay? All right? And look at the Perfect Day diet. Do what I just said, and look at coffee enemas. Big important. But look at the ultimate coffee enema. We're using black gold, and you're also using tummy love, all right? Heather. No, that was Heather for the coffee enema. The pH, with the pH water. We did the gallbladder. Kim, what is water fasting? Okay. Go to, I'll tell you what, go into my library, click on the 6-day advanced water fasting, and watch all the videos in there. I did 6 days of that, and we're going to do another one in 7 weeks. I don't know what the date is. Do you know what the date is, Drake? For the fasting one? July 14th. July 14th. That's when it is. It's around, yeah, it is. It's July 14th. Right. Okay, so July 14th we'll have the next one. So it's not just water fasting, but go in and read that, watch the videos, and you can also look at the Fasting for Perfect Health. That's a thicker guide. So you might just want to go in the 6-week one that's in my library. Go look at my website. Okay, we're almost there. My OCD is very severe just now. Water on my sinks. Trying to meditate, but I found out it's occurred. I was 13 since my mom died of pancreas cancer, age 40. I'm compulsive due to childhood trauma. Well, you know what? Yes, but once you have a strategy on how to change this, so right off the bat, everybody, I would tell you to go and take a look at my Braveheart 12 Loving Steps, and it's in my library. Just click on the guide and watch the video. I mean, my gosh, it's all free. I mean, you know, people go, oh my God, you know, this costs, you know, we're trying to do our best for you here. You know, you just got to love yourself enough to do it. But here's the thing I would do right off the bat if you don't want to do that. Get yourself a Love Band, Life Band. Get a few of them. They're like 50 cents each. Break the bank and buy 10. Okay? They come in different colors. They come in purple. They come in orange. They come in white and black, black and white. Okay? So, and they come another color. Anyway, so get yourself like 5 of them. Get 10 of them. Get 10 of them. That's $5. And we'll ship them to you. And then the other thing is start doing the Lionheart breath. 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Keep focusing on that. Never go to the bathroom again, or never go to the bathroom again without looking in the mirror before you leave and telling yourself, okay? Let's say your name's Judy. You say, Judy, from this very moment on, I will love, protect, honor, and respect you. First and foremost, before anything else or anyone else. And that means about yourself. Because you know what? Out of everyone in the world, who can't you trust? You. You'd know if you could trust you. If you totally love you, you could totally trust you. If you partially love you, can only partially trust you. But we were taught not to trust ourselves because that's self-centered, isn't it? And that's selfish. Ooh, we got screwed again, didn't we? Yeah, didn't we? Yeah. You know, you came here as a spirit being into this physical body. And if you don't want to totally love it, then you can see what happens. Okay. So anyways, I would suggest you get an emotional consultation and get started. All right. And you're going to get beautiful guidance. All right, Kim? Brooklyn, Dr. Wolfe, did you say in one of your Q&A videos that 125 appointment is in Canadian dollars for Canadians only? Well, in Canada, it's 125 Canadian dollars. In the United States, it's 125 US. Yep, that's it. Thank you. Jason, Enemas best with ice water and Alka Seltzer. Wow, who dreamed that one up? I wouldn't be doing that. That's really irritating. I would never put Alka Seltzer in cold water up my rectum, but, you know, I've heard of things, but that's not the way to go, okay? Lisa, had my gallbladder removed by them lying to me before I knew better, so what do you need to use on regular basis after removal? I've had more issues than I've ever had since I had before I had my gallbladder out. Okay, that's it for online ones, guys. Okay, and let me just answer this. So first of all, love, if you're going to eat animal protein, you've got to do hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid. So if you're a blood type A, you need 3. If you're O, you'll need 2, and that'll really help because you're not digesting animal protein anymore. And then also you would want to take what's called Digest Complete, and you'll need to take about 6 to 8 of these, and then you'll be better because you're not digesting anymore. Getting your gallbladder out is not really a smart thing, and most people hardly ever need to get their gallbladder taken out. And understand, you're going to think I made this up, but I had a clinic on Bloor Street in Toronto, and there was a surgeon who used to come in for a colonic every week. He became a friend of mine, and he used to take gallbladders out. Like, that was his main thing. And he told me, he said, you know, Darrell, you have no idea how many people I take their gallbladder out, and we have to go and get somebody else's gallstones because their gallbladder was fine. It just had some sand in it. And understand something, gallstones are calcium and cholesterol. And the cholesterol is caused because you're terrorizing yourself. You're so acidic. So you need a cholesterol to goop up the cracks in your arteries from being so acidic and from having a diet where you were pulling the minerals right out of your the walls of the arteries. And the actual calcium is coming from the bones because it has to buffer down the blood, and it has to buffer down tissues in the body from becoming cancerous. So between the cholesterol and the calcium, you've got calcium stones in your gallbladder, which is a precancerous state. Kidney stones are a precancerous state. Calcium deposits in the breast are a cancerous state. Melissa, can you tell us why wearing a mask is more harmful? Because you're not getting enough oxygen. Okay, there's been car accidents. People have fallen downstairs and rushed to the hospital because they've actually smashed their face. They've actually damaged their spine. And people are actually fainting while they're driving. You're also getting bacteria and that moisture in here, and you're actually causing contamination on inside of the mask. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life, but you go ahead and do it. Everybody has choices in this world, okay? And if you take a look, have you ever seen the president without a mask? Well, he has to wear one, but you'll see the vice president with a mask. So, you'll never see Trump with a mask, because if his life was really in jeopardy, wear one. So we know it's not, okay? Anybody that really thought they were going to be in trouble would be wearing a mask. Okay, I'm not wearing a mask for nobody, ever. I don't need to wear a mask. So the reality is, if you are really sick, then stay home and don't wear a mask. What are you doing out? Okay, and if you're really sick, go in your backyard, get some sunshine in the morning, get some exercise, get some air, or go for a walk in the bush. What are you going to do? You're going to get sick by the bear, right? Get some exercise. Get out. Let me tell you something. Whether you believe this or not, you have 18 times better chance of getting the coronavirus, so-called, if you stay in the house than if you went outside. These are facts. End of story. I'll be playing the video for you that'll just rock your world sometime this week. Okay? Sometimes me being in this business, I actually have to calm myself down, because it's all just so nutsy mental. I just want to run away. And then I just got to calm down and just go, okay, all right. So they just marketed a scam better than anything else they've ever done in their life before. So I shouldn't run away. I should just try to calm down and see if we can wake some people up. Carol, what can I do about severe periodontal disease? Periodontitis is a severe gum infection that can lead to tooth loss and other serious complications. Well, understand something, okay? This isn't gum disease, it's bum disease. First thing we got to do, okay, I'm going to tell you really quickly, but if you go into my do-it-yourself videos on YouTube, it says Mouth Restore, and it's a video I talked about how to do it. But understand something. Your body talks to you. The front door is backed up, so the back door gets infected. So let me tell you something. If you were to smell Carol's breath, it would smell like poop, okay? Like poopy, right? Okay? Did you ever go to kiss your husband or wife and just, oh my God, honey, please go brush your teeth? Okay? Somebody must have ooped in it, right? So understand something. When you're sleeping, or even when you're awake, the waste inside your bowel is rotting and hot air rises, and that is in your mouth. So you're getting little poo particles. That's why you got plaque on your teeth, unless you're a smoker. Come on. If you're a smoker, you would have it. But people get a lot more plaque because hot air rises, right? Hot air balloons, okay? So anyways, you've got your own little manure pile down here. Hot air rises, come up in your mouth, and that's why people have bad breath. I don't have bad breath because it's not something you ate yesterday you get bad breath. You get bad breath because you're rotting in your lower bowel and you're rotting out your pelvis, and that's why most surgeries and most problems today are in the pelvis, because our pelvic floor is rotting out. So now you got to get on the Daily Cleansing Tea, Tummy Love, Black Gold. Really wouldn't hurt if you were to do some, Carol, the Ultimate Coffee Enema. If you flush that liver out, you're going to see some big changes, because your liver is going to be so jammed like a filter in a truck that hasn't been changed in 30 years, okay, or like a vacuum cleaner bag that no one's changed in 10 years. That's your liver. Okay, so now, because when you back up your bowel, you back up your liver, which then backs up your lymph and then backs up your kidneys. Do you understand? So that's the domino effect. Now, the mouth, what you want to do is you want to get castor oil. Get 1 to 2 tablespoons. Get what we have called Healthy Mouth Essential Oil. Put drops in, enough that when you go to do the oil pulling, you want to do oil pulling for about 10 minutes to 20 minutes. So you're going to do it enough that it tingles from the essential oil. Really get it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spray you're going to spray silver bullet spray in your mouth. Carry it with you throughout the day because it's silver. So it's going to what? Create an environment that bad bacteria, viruses, and fungus can't live in. And then you're also going to get a little spray bottle for the bright eyes and spray that in your mouth. And then guess what? If you did both of these and sprayed it 6 times, that's 6 times, oil pulled in the morning, and then you took the healthy mouth with you, essential oil, and you did like, let's say 2 drops 3 times a day just with that, mix it with your saliva, swish it around, and then spit it out, you wouldn't have this disease. And that's that. And get yourself a bamboo brush. And then get yourself Dr. Bonner's charcoal herbal toothpaste. Okay? There, that's what I would do. And you got this thing licked. Okay. Nareen, doctor, can you tell us what is good for HCL? What herbs and foods should I eat? Well, HCL, you need good. If your HCL is low, you need to do this. The only thing that you're going to get your HCL to come back up is advanced water fasting. Nothing else is going to bring it up because you need to go deep. Okay, so take a look at that. And as far as your stomach goes, I would be looking at Tummy Love. When it comes to the stomach, I'd be taking that. And the other thing is food combining. The more organic, the more natural the foods are. Drinking structured water, that's going to help. But hydrochloric acid, the more you get stressed out, if you chew gum, you're really going to mess it up. But let me see. Do you know about Chinese herbs? Yes, I do. They have a soup. They have a soup that you can make with many Chinese herbs. What can you do to get rid of fungus inside and for toenails? Well, if you got fungus on your toenails, your bowel is a complete mess, overridden with fungus that used to be called yeast, which is healthy. It got turned into fungus because of alcohol, sugar, too many flour products or antibiotics. And people say, have you had any antibiotics? Yes, you have. All the animal products, all the chicken, all the meat. If it's not wild fish, okay, I can keep going. Okay, you've taken tons of antibiotics. All right, and pesticides, herbicides, and all the other. It bombards and it brings down the bacteria. And when your bacteria go bad, you have bad moods, you have a bad immune system, okay? And what happens is when the bacteria go bad, the fungus, when you have antibiotics, the fungus will turn, the yeast will turn into fungus. The fungus then, you have to understand something, everyone. When you do an antibiotic is, it's a form of chemo. And when you do an antibiotic, they should only be taken in life-threatening situations because they cause that if you don't watch it. So when you do an antibiotic, you turn the yeast into a fungus. And you may not know this, but you know the age spots, the brown, the sun spots that people have on their face and all over their body. Well, that's because they're going moldy. Okay. Now understand something. Would you eat moldy fruit? No, you wouldn't eat moldy fruit. So here's the deal. The reason they're going moldy is this. The chemicals they take in, the drugs they've taken in, the antibiotics they've taken in, so many different things can lead to this. Drugs, and especially antibiotics, they're like, okay, let's look at it this way. Essential oils, juicing, and a lot of different supplements. You got to look at the vibration. Like every time when we get a supplement and we add it to our program, it's got to be high vibrational because everything you eat and drink leaves the body. Only the vibration stays behind. Now, I need you to think about this. The invisible creates the physical. The invisible creates the visible because you're spirit. And if you don't learn to feed your spirit, you'll never heal your body. So everything is done on a vibration. So now you've taken in chemicals and you've taken in drugs that actually vibrate below zero, which turn on the yeast and make it into a fungus. And guess what the fungus is? The fungus is supposed to be turned on when you're dying or dead. Did you ever see an old tree when it falls down? The fungus comes and eats it away, so it, ashes to ashes, it returns to the earth. Well, the reality is you just turned on a microbe that you were supposed to turn on when you were old and dying. Isn't that great? So now what happens is that fungus drills holes through your intestines, and now you're getting more poo particles into your bloodstream. This is such an evil plot, isn't it? Okay? Now, I'm not telling you not to do it, because antibiotics have saved lives, but not when you make emergency care into your health care. Then you're going to really mess yourself up. So now you've got fungus throughout your body. To have fungus on your toes means that you've got fungus throughout your body. So you need to get a consultation. Now, I will tell you this much, that you got to heal the large intestine, and to do the fungus on the toes, what you would do is, okay, is you would get DMSO, and you'd use the gel, DMSO gel, and then what you would do is you would use the essential oil of oregano. Ours is a triple strength, like it is really powerful. And then you take the oregano and you mix it with a little bit of DMSO, put it on a Band-Aid, wrap it around the toes that are actually fungus, nice and tight. It's going to help to do that. But understand that toe fungus is a precancerous state. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to get cancer, but I'm going to tell you, what is fungus? I mean, what is cancer? Cancer is a fungus, okay? That's blown out. Sharon, what is structured water? Structured water is rainwater. Structured water is fast-moving water coming down from a mountain. And structured water is what comes from a Dock of Detox structure unit. When the water goes through, it gets vortexed in all directions at the same time. So what it does is it gets rid of all the memory of everybody that drank it, because before water is purified by the city or by people, it will go through a toilet 17 times. So the people that drink it, the drugs that were in it, the chemicals that are in it, all the vibration is in there. So believe it or not, even though you might distill your water, reverse osmosis, or carbon filter, you get rid of the physical, but you still have the frequencies, and that's what you need to get rid of. And that's what rain is. That's what mountain water is. Did you ever notice that all the chemtrails, and then with Bill Gates trying to hide the sun because he's trying to make it cooler? You haven't noticed that yet? I mean, he's such a nice guy, isn't he? Trying to help us against climate change, which isn't real either. I won't get into that. So anyways, so now with all the chemtrails and all of these chemicals in the rain, when it comes down, it makes it really toxic. It should be killing your grass. It should be killing the birds, the bees, the flowers, trees, and every other organism. Why isn't it? Because when it's up in the atmosphere, it gets structured, and it doesn't matter what chemicals are in it. It can't hurt a living organism. So when the water goes through here, a tap water, I travel around the world, and I take direct tap water. No, what do you do? You buy bottled water, which is carcinogenic, which is like goofy. Okay? And then you're going to say to me, yeah, but you're goofy. You're taking it straight out of the tap. And I'm telling you, I'm not. It will never harm the body. And it's called fourth phase water. And it's scientifically documented, and it's proven. And if you go into my library and then trigger, just hit on Structure Water Guide, watch the video by Dr. Darrell Wolfe. He's known as the father of water. Okay? And you'll get your information there. Lorraine, what are 5G EMF protectors? Well, I don't have one in here. We have what's called a QiFi. Okay, and that's a scalar unit. And and just know this, that we're the only people that do it, but we have them on right now for $300 off if anybody's interested. And then this here is called a Defender. This will do up to 50 acre building, okay? All right, so it'll do a large area, and that neutralizes all the EMF, Wi-Fi, and electrical in the building. And then this here is called a Guardian. It'll do a 50 acre garden. And then we have this. This will do 200 feet this way, down and up and over all around it. So it's big enough for any house. And then this here is called a bodyguard. Okay? And this will protect me 5 feet out, 5 feet up, 5 feet down, and 5 feet out from me. So I'm protected. So that, and if you're not going to get protection, you're crazy today. Okay? And just like there's frequencies like 5G and blue light that can harm you, there's also frequencies that protect you. Okay? And these never run out. They don't lose their power. And you'll know it because your skin will start to look nice. And if you go to EMF/light and you go and you click on any of these crystal therapies and you watch the video, You'll see. We answer the questions truthfully, and you'll see how amazing they are. Amy, what can we do about high blood pressure? Well, first thing you got to do is get the cork out of your bum, okay? Because your colon is your largest artery. So get your bowels moving, get on structured water, drink it. If it's a woman, drink at least 3 quarts of structured water a day and get your bowels moving, and then tell me you have high blood pressure. And then if you still do, get off the lasagna, get off the dairy, get off the bread, and you'll be back to normal. Look at the Perfect Day diet. Click on the Perfect Day guide in my library. Go to page 36 and read that. Look at the Perfect Day diet, and you're going to nail this thing. Okay. 17, Brian, once someone has an enlarged prostate, is there any way to reduce the size? Absolutely. We do it all the time. Remember something. When something's getting bigger, it's losing energy because it's inflamed. Do you ever notice somebody that's getting bigger? Do they have more energy when they get bigger? They don't. Okay. Just before a star explodes, it gets bigger. Okay. And it's losing energy. All right. So to get rid of an inflamed prostate, I'll just tell you this now. You know, we have a suppository, 250 milligrams CBD, and we sell it in the States. Okay, we don't sell it in Canada, and nobody else makes it. But if you do the research that came out of France about CBD, they say that if you have 150 milligrams of CBD in the body, it's enough to turn around cancer. I'll have that research up on our suppository information on our website. Okay. Eventually. I don't have it there right now, but I will have it, okay? And I have the information. I just haven't put it up yet. But what you do is you put the CBD suppository in, and then you put in a vibrator. It's about 2.5 inches long, and you put it in the rectum, and you vibrate. I'll tell you something. A long time ago, when I had my clinic, I would actually put on a finger cot, and we would actually do what we call a rectal massage. I haven't done it forever and a day, and I'm not going to do anymore, because we don't have to. But you can have men that are so flamed they can't even walk and do a rectal massage, and they can walk out without pain. So you want to get that up there, because you have to understand something. The prostate sits right in front of the last 5 inches of the bowel, and most men are constipated. That's why it got inflamed. And that's 99.9% of all prostate problems are from bowel inflammation. So I would love to debate any doctor, any practitioner to come on my show. I would love to have you come on and debate me on that, okay? And the reality is, if it's been inflamed for too long, you're going to have crystallization and scar tissue here. We use a technique called Wolfe non-surgical. We gently go in and pull all that apart and get your prostate back. And now you can have enough energy in there. You have to understand something right now, guys, that our bowels are so messed up as males that by the time we're 25, we've reached our peak sexually. And by the time we're 40 now, it's over. And guess what? You ready for this? We didn't reach our peak until we were 50, only just 30 years ago. And then we didn't start to go, wow, until we were 75. Isn't that something? So welcome to the new world. And now with the 5G turning on right now, guess what? 5G has 2 main things it's going to do. It's going to cause more eye disorders than anything you've ever seen. That's why you want to wear Tesla glasses. I don't have them here today, but take a look on our website. And guess what? You want to buy underwear with silver in it, because guess what? Women, because men don't take this serious, your little boys, okay, are going to go sterile at school. That's right. 5G will sterilize all males. Do your homework. Find out if I'm telling a little lie here. And it will. It'll sterilize them. Okay? All right. Morgana, I am in the UK. How do I order the protector, crystals, and phone protector? You just go on our website and do it, and we'll send it to you. And understand something. The shipping is not expensive. We got the best shipping in the world. We've got 3 fulfillment centers in the States. So the shipping's fast, and just go on our site and we'll send them to you. Both phones hurt my fingers. Listen, they won't. I promise you. Get the right protection. Shanna, can you heal chronic health issues on a raw plant food diet? Depends how chronic they are. Depends how young you are. Depends how emotionally disturbed you are. Ooh, what do you mean disturbed? Well, most people don't realize it. Like 99.9% of the population are emotionally out of balance, wouldn't you say? I mean, how much of a crisis can happen today before you lose it? Okay? Can you stay connected to your breath? Can you go, I got this? Can you do this? 3, 2, 1? Can you do it? Okay. So understand that. Okay. So just on a raw diet, understand something. You're emotionally sick before you're physically sick. Now, do I think like you're emotionally sick, like, woo? No. You just don't understand that you got dysfunctional beliefs that are undermining your beautiful, beautiful soul. That's it. 20. JACQUI, Jakai. When are you doing the coaching certification? Well, you know what? The Whole Life Coach one I said already is, well, just go to itioh.com. All my courses are there. International Training Institute of Health.com. Marciela, why do you get a burning rash when you exercise? Because you're totally acidic. You need to clean your bowels, change your water to structured water, get on a whole plant-based diet, look at the advanced water fasting, get on the Tummy Love, daily cleansing tea and black gold to start, and guess what? Do an enema. Put the coffee up the other end, all right, and do an ultimate enema. Get yourself a consultation, guys, all right? Break down and do it. I mean, I understand. You know what? We all think the end is coming economically, but the reality is the better you think and the healthier you are, the more money you're going to make and the more energy you're going to have and the more fun you're going to have being here, okay? Rita, what can I do about the cartilage in my knee? We already answered to her. Noreen, I live in Australia. Will you be having a course here? Yes. But it won't be happening until after the new year. Sharon, would natural spring water from Scottish Highland Springs qualify as structured water? I don't know what it is, but if it comes down off a mountain, check the purity, and yes, it would if it's pure. I don't know, and as long as it's not coming off any farmland or if there's any industry around the area. Shanna, how do you naturally get rid of gallstones? Do the gallbladder flush. Hulda Clark. Okay, we answered that one already. Hi, my son has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, 36 years old. What would you suggest? I would suggest you call and get a consultation, okay? Because I don't know what he's like. Emotionally, I don't know his diet. I don't know what where he lives, things of that nature. That's a loaded gun. Elena, can the protector remove effects of geopathic stress? Yes. Wendy, I would love to have more circulation on my face. I'm using the clapper and dry skin brush. Do you suntan? Absolutely. 20 minutes a day. Okay. All right. And I also use, just so you know, guys, you want to do silver gel when you're out in the sun. We're going to finish up in a second, Drake. Silver gel. And guys, I don't care what moisturizer you use. This is called Beyond Beauty. Try mine. It's made out of 13 wildflower petals, all natural. The smell, you could eat it. It's so creamy. It's got silver in it. Wait till you take a look at all the ingredients. You'll never want to go to anything again. I do mean that. And if you want beautiful skin, okay, then, Fresh and Clean is for under the arms, everyone. So you want to check that out for those smelly little pits. That's Pain Away. Where am I here? Right here. Okay. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, so I have Beyond Beauty spray, okay? And it looks just like this, okay? This is Fresh and Clean for under the arms. Beyond Beauty spray, and try my Beyond Beauty moisturizer and let me know what you think. You're never gonna turn back on this one if you want to tone your face and have the most beautiful complexion. And then do light skin brushing and do the salt glows too. When the estheticians will go really gentle. Well, use a dry skin brush, okay, every day on your face lightly, okay. All right, it's the best dermabrasion in the world. And you know what? I'll show that, and we'll put that up. We haven't done that, have we? Did we do the face yet? It won't take long. We'll shoot it one day here. Okay. Anyways, silver bullet for when you're out. If you ever get like a bit of a burn, get the silver bullet on you right away and lather it on. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to pull the burn right out. Okay? All right. Hey, Dr. Wolfe, I get the Defender or Guardian. Is it fine against the wall? Yes. Georgia, can anything be done for gallbladder polyps instead of surgery to remove them? Yes. A polyp is a wart, and it's going to go away if you follow the steps of the Perfect Day diet and you do the colon cleansing and you start going on our protocol. I would say get a consultation. A polyp, you know what? When you've got even colon polyps or gallbladder polyps, they're going to go away. A toxic diet brought them. A whole plant-based lifestyle with proper detoxification is going to get them away. They're going to shrink. You're going to heal. Why is it that we gave up on God? Why is it that we gave up on ourselves? God doesn't make junk. Man does. Everybody, please do not do that. Can a hernia be repaired without surgery? Yes. It depends on how bad it is, though. But it can be repaired. I just need to see it. So if you want to give me a call, and then send me a picture, and then let me know what the symptoms are, okay, and how bad it is. And never, ever, if you have a hernia, use mesh. Never get mesh, or you're done for. It costs them $25. It costs $2,000 for the surgery, and it will mess your life up forever from your nose to your toe. Mesh is a foreign object, and it will cause autoimmune disease and cancer right through the roof. Don't do it. Get a suture. If you have to go surgery, suture. Even if you have to go to another state, don't let them do it to you. This is all about undermining your health and causing sickness. So you have to have more surgery and take more drugs because of the pain it's going to cause. Do not put foreign objects in your body. Do not get a knee replacement, hip replacement until you get a second opinion. And you know what? If it's an emergency, you got to go. But guess what? Most people have to wait a year, or you have to wait a few months, and I guarantee you that in a few days, I can prove to you, in an hour, the first hour, I'll prove to you, you don't need to do it. And that's in 99.9% of the cases. Because I'll tell you right now, 99 out of 100 surgeries never have to get done. They have to get done because people aren't getting treated, they're getting mistreated. And that's the God's truth. Nasreen, can you just structure the water from the tap? Yes, you can. That's it. We'll have to leave the rest until Friday. We'll be back here on Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm doing a show called Personal Treatment and Training for Couples. If you're interested, if you ever think you're going to get together with someone or you're together with them now, you want to see this interview that I did with this couple. And then I'm going to open up for a Q&A on Thursday. And then Friday we'll be back here. God bless you. Check out my information. Go to quickstart@docofdetox.com and just know something right now. Whatever you think about yourself, okay, isn't even 1/10,000th of the potential that you have. Every day I get up, I just know I have so much more potential, and every day I accomplish more, and I believe in myself more, and I know that I was created for greatness, and that's exactly what you are. You are greatness, and you are love. You have a beautiful day now. Take care. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.